Looks like we're on. Okay. So, um, I've made a lot of meme videos, obviously, but this is one that has been kind of hyped up. So, yeah, a lot of people want to know what Vile or VL has told me. I'm gonna start using his name correctly, I guess. So, um, basically, VL has I knew him back in the day, and he used to be a lot slower than what he is. He was never particularly slow. He actually averaged around where I average right now, like 126, something like that. But for him, he stayed with the game, or he stayed with Type Racer. He found other ways to practice, I guess, and he, I guess, just kind of found his way to becoming what he is, which this is him, big bad winter boy. He obviously had his initial account banned, but he averages about 190. His highest is 217, which is, I mean, it's everyone's goal if they're typing. It's either they're typing to get faster or they're typing to get clout in the game, I guess. And I enjoy being on top of leaderboards and stuff. Being on top of leaderboards is cool and all that, but I'd prefer to be the fastest in the game because, in my opinion, that's that's the most impressive thing you could do is be the fastest in the game. Right now, VL is one of the fastest. I mean, Chak is unbelievably fast. So is Sean Rona, but VL at the moment is probably the fastest, obviously, other than them. And then there's, you know, this Suchinoko guy, whatever his name is, and Crankin. But okay, so I decided to hit him up and I said, "Give me some tips on getting to 200." Because I've been typing for years. I was banned for 5 years, but I still typed a little bit in between. I didn't really race or anything. I didn't really use Type Racer, but I used it for essays in college, in high school, and all that fun jazz. But most people hear that the only thing that you can do is just work on accuracy. Work on accuracy. Just work on accuracy. That's all I've heard for years. And obviously getting to somewhere like this, there's no way that you can just work on accuracy and you'll get to 180, 190, 200 plus. There's just no way. I mean, if you work on it for years and years and years and you go as hard as you can every day, probably. But I don't want to progress one word per minute every year. That's just ineffective. So I hit him up and I asked him what kind of sites did he use, what kind of keyboards. I mean, did he work on accuracy as a certainty? I don't know. So then he got into responding. I mean, I didn't expect all this. Look at all this. He gave me a lot of tips. So this basically, I read all this and I broke my high word per minute average by like 10 or 15. I don't remember what it was, but I went all the way from, it was about 15 cuz it was like I was averaging around 125 try hard. I could hit the 130s, but it would always drop back down. But I was um as soon as I read this and he told me all this, I got my first 150 in the game. My high is actually a 158, but I'm pretty sure that VL got that like 6 years ago. I'm pretty sure that this is his speed. Because if you look at my stats, oh, this is gonna be ugly. This is gonna be real ugly. Look at this. Look at that. That's a horrible graph. This is because I had to type on a TV. Yeah, I had to type on a TV to race. That's how addicted I was, and that's why I got banned, because I was that addicted, and I just quit. Um, but as you can see, I was averaging my highest average ever was 114. Right now it's 89, only because of the session that I failed the first time and then got I don't like to talk about that. But before, when I raced as much as I could, I was averaging 110's. I mean, you could go all the way back and see my average back in October when I joined, 24. I mean, you could see the progression. It's kind of insane. I just saw this yesterday and it made my day. But yeah, my high is only 158. Nothing really amazing. The thing is like at my average right now, 126, I can average. I'm probably more of an average in the 135s. My average right now is 126 because I just woke up and I did 18 races. Yeah. But what I'm trying to do is average in the 140's, because I mean, once you get to 140's, that's a whole nother level. And then once you get to 160's, VL said that the 160's is just a whole nother level. As soon as you get to 160's, you know that you can go uh, to 180's and 200's. 200's is really hard. There's only a couple or a few people in the world who can average that, like Jack, Sean Rona. But, I mean, gotta work with what we work with. So, the first thing he says is most of it is maximizing finger speed and trying to optimize your typing swell. So basically, I'm using QWERTY right now. I use home row. I use 9 fingers. My main 4 fingers on my left, and I don't use my thumb on my left hand, just because I use my right thumb on my right hand for the space bar. But other than that, I use all my fingers basically. The only reason my thumb isn't being used is because there's nothing to do with it. If that makes any sense. If I could put like, huh, if I could put a shift down, ooh, that's a good idea. Because nobody really uses. Is my caps lock on? No. Nobody really uses one of their thumbs. So what if they had a shift down there by the space bar? And then yeah, never mind. Okay, we're thinking completely random stuff right now. But basically maximizing finger speed. So this is if the subconscious movement of your fingers have to be as fast as possible. So you want to type each word fast. Some that comes with finger speed. So what I got from that is that I don't think about letters. I think about words. It's almost like I'm thinking of the alphabet, except I'm thinking of words. It's a lot harder, but it's a lot easier at the same time, because instead of typing like A B C D, I'm typing a and it if uh want explain accuracy. I don't think of words as letters. I think of words as words. I read words and I don't read letters. I try to have my vocabulary as efficient as possible, almost as if every word in the dictionary is like just an elongated alphabet, if that makes any sense. So that means if you think of A, you're going to type A. If you think of B, you're going to type B. So instead, you want to have your finger movements down and have them all as he says here, but if you have good keystroke combos or you can type words really fast with these patterned or so, you want to pattern it out. You want to have keystroke combos. So if you think about patterns, you don't want to think Patterns. That takes way too much time. You want to think patterns. You want to think keyboard. Good finger speeding and expanding the fingers you use on the keyboard. It's very, you want to think in words as if it's the alphabet. It'll make you go so much faster, I swear. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people who are much faster than me wanted to know these tips, but I'm pretty sure that you think that way. The problem with us is that at the 120's, you know you're fast, but you know that you have so much more potential. But the problem is everybody's telling you just work on accuracy. We have worked on accuracy for years. And what I've been complaining about these past 2 months is that I'm realizing that my accuracy is literally biting me in the butt. My accuracy is usually around 97, 98%. I mean, recently it's been dropping down to like 96, 95 because I have the accuracy down and I know that I can type accurately, but now you need to just you need to just rethink of how to do it. You have to type in words. You can't be typing so accurately that you're thinking of each individual letter and making sure that you get it all correct. You want to just type the word. And if you mess up, then dude, that sucks. But you need to think in words as if it's the alphabet. It'll be really difficult. It's going to be extremely hard for you beginner typists too because you type words so slow. People who are typing half my speed are gonna have to think. I mean, you're still learning how to type the alphabet correctly. That's the hard part. But once you learn that, once you get into the 90's and the hundreds, I would say to start working on this. But this is mostly for the 120 people because I know what's going on. The people averaging 110, 120, low 130's are just, they're stuck in a rut. And I understand what's going on. Okay, so let's continue. And you expand the amount of fingers you use on the keyboard. Please use all the fingers you can. I know, like Penguin Typer, dude. I don't know how you type that fast and you only use a couple fingers. Like that's just ridiculous, dude. That's the problem with that is that sessions in Nitro Type will be so hard for you because you have to invest so much energy into typing. When I type, I can just it just comes. I'm typing so fast that my accuracy is terrible now. It's so sad. But I want to get faster. I want to beat VL so bad. First comes John. I need to beat this boy right here. And then as soon as I beat him, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Okay. But yeah, you have to use honestly like home row or a variation of it. You have to use all your fingers or else you are just losing speed. You really are. You are giving up your speed. You're sacrificing everything to stay comfortable. You will be so much more comfortable if you start back out at 24 words per minute. You already have the knowledge of the keyboard. All you need to know now is the subconscious act of every individual finger doing something. Man, I really want them to put a shift down by the space for either a left or right. That'd be so smart. Because then you wouldn't have to move any of your fingers for the shift. Because one of your thumbs is completely unnecessary. That's a good idea. Hmm. Dude, that would make you could probably go even faster then because the problem with me is that I only use one shift. I'm pretty sure most people only use one shift, But then when you use one shift, when you have to go for an exclamation point, you can mess things up because you have to shift your entire thing and then go back, or for two, or for at. But then when you get to like uh 2, 3, 4, 5 and stuff, it's obviously simple. But for capital Q or capital A, obviously I practiced it over the years, but the problem is that I mess up all the time. Having a shift down by the space would make everything so much simpler and faster. Oh my god, I'm gonna find a way to implement that. Okay. Um. Yes. So, oh my god. VL changed everything when he said to use single lined. I don't. I used to only use paragraph. In fact, I was a total bandwagoner. So I apologize if I told you that you suck for using single lined. I'm very sorry, especially to you, Pandora. I was a very heavy bandwagoner for it. I'm gonna be quiet for this because I'm gonna focus, obviously, but single line makes everything so much faster. Oh, I actually caught up there. That felt pretty good. That was an easy text, though, so I should have gone faster. I'm just tired and waking up. 37,470. Look at that beauty. Oof. Okay, so yeah, single line. Basically, what he said here, I think. Did he say it down here or did he say it up here? I think he said it down here. Yeah, right here. He said, yeah, Tracy liked it when she tried it. This is talking about single line, obviously, and other typists like Czech, Phillies, etc. use it. Um, Basically, what's good about single line is, I mean, the bad part about single line is that it's not realistic. The reason why I liked paragraph was because it was realistic. But if you're going for speed, you're not going to be typing a 200 word per minute text unless you're in like clicking champions or something like that. Um, and I'm pretty sure even with that, you can type kind of like type racer. I'm not sure. I haven't actually looked at clicking champions. I just know it's a thing. But to get faster, it's so much easier to learn to correct your mistakes with single line because you don't move your eyes. You just look at that one spot. But I mean, you can read the word right there, and it's basically, if the word is too long, like I think photosynthesis is too long for the entire bar, then I mean you know what it is. And if there's an apostrophe s for some reason, then the thing is, also you really want to learn to just master apostrophe s, apostrophe d, apostrophe ve, just anything with an apostrophe. You just want to get that down because that could show up at the end of a lot of words. I mean, so just get that down. He didn't say any of that, but I was thinking about that, and that's something that you really should have down is apostrophe endings. Okay. Then he talked about keyboards. He said that he has an optomechanical 45G tactical and a semi-linear hard to notice. I don't know what hard to notice is. I don't know anything about this keyboard, but basically he's saying to go to a near computer type of place. I guess I'm not really sure. But he's basically saying to just go test out keyboards. If it works for you, then it's good. Mechanical's probably the best to have. You want to test out registration, or how it registers, how fast it goes. I mean, if you're typing like me in the 120's, 130's, you really shouldn't be worried about it. But if you are going for a 180's, 190's, 200 plus, then key registers are really important because you could be typing correctly and be missing keys on the screen, which is unfortunate, but it's what happens. Right now, he said that I'm using a Mac right now, and he said that the Mac keyboard is actually it's not bad. Obviously, I wouldn't stick with it 100%, but yeah. So then I asked him about sights. He said NitroType gave him the most improvement, which is something that seriously like changed everything for me, because I've been looking for other sites. The thing is he said that NitroType gave him the most. I mean, it's probably because he did the most races. But the thing is that it doesn't have error correction. So if you have an error, you don't gotta backspace. You don't gotta go back 100 characters just to fix that character. You just gotta retype that letter. It'll help with your accuracy too because you're not so worried about backspacing. Type Racer, I mean, Type Racer is great, but he said it's just for conditioning. I don't really use Type Racer. I know a lot of people who are diehards for Type Racer. I personally like NitroType better at the moment. It could change. I have been gone for 5 years. They brought back the Shadow Tree. I mean, it looks like they're doing everything better now. I sure hope so. But yeah. So yeah, single line NitroType, he said gave him the most improvement, and it was the most helpful. I think that was it. Yeah, he says it's better than saying focus on accuracy, because focusing on accuracy, you should focus on accuracy. The thing is if you're typing like me, I could probably average in the 140's, but I'm typing so fast trying to get faster. I'm trying to master all of the what I've been calling, I guess, the word alphabet. Basically master the dictionary of just having the entire dictionary as an alphabet. I've just been typing as fast as I can. I'm still I'm still pretty accurate. I mean, as you can see here, I hit 97.42. I don't like that accuracy. I don't think that's very accurate for my standards. I prefer 98, 99, but it is what it is for what I'm doing. You should work on accuracy. I fully agree with that. Accuracy is extremely important. Well, I think that's it. Yeah. Oh, and he also said um, that speed takes a long time. Like it takes a long time to gain. Like think about it. My high has been like this for 5 years. But 5 years ago, that also tells you that VL, a good race would be 158. A good race for him back then would not be 217 words per minute. That's still ridiculous. That's impossible for him at that time. But you just got to be patient. You got to work your butt off to do it, and I mean, you'll get it. That's really what it is. It's pretty simple, honestly. Okay. Well, thank you for watching. I hope this helped. I really do. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. This is all just explaining Type Racer and stuff. But yeah, basically he said that 160 is a really good thing to be at. It's really good. 140's is really hard to get to, but then you can progress, because once you get to 140's, that just means that you have it down, and all you need to work on now is finger speed, accuracy. Um, but yeah, that's it. I really hope this helps some of you. I'm very aware that a lot of you are gonna know what I'm talking about, and I already know this stuff, so I'm probably not gonna help a lot of you. like soldier. I'm pretty sure you should know this. If you don't, then you're about to be extremely fast. Like you've already you're already 20, 30 words per minute faster than me. If you are that fast and you don't know any of this, then dude, you're gonna be way faster. But I'm pretty sure you know all this. So that'll be it. I genuinely hope this helped. I've been trying to find ways to do this for years, and it looks like it's going well. So yeah, thank you. Bye bye.